know what, guys? All anime reviews are shit. Let's just be honest. Any review that you're gonna see out there on like the websites, on the YouTubes, on say wherever you're gonna see them all, we're all a little bit shit, ain't we? Let's just be honest with that, guys. You're probably wondering why this video even exists in the first place. You know what? Because I've been asked a couple of times, and I've been seeing a bunch of other new people getting in. They've asked for like help from like me and a few other guys. I mean, I'm the fucking worst person to come to for help, and thought, you know what? I'd give some few little tips and, you know, exactly how I would, like, do things, you know, about anime reviews and, you know, just talk about, you know, the hardships of, you know, also as well reviewing and also as well, you know, kind of the things that go in. So one of the things I'd definitely say, like, when you're going to be starting out as well, is definitely focus on editing. This is one of the things that I must admit, I've been slacking on behind a lot for most of my career that I begin on YouTube. I've seen so many people do some huge fuck ups on like done. I've seen people like sneezing snot coming out like that and coughing, and honestly if you know it's bad in there, like you always must look back at the material. You must look and say, okay, did I say sense? Like, did I actually say this person's name correctly? You must look at it and say, like, and also as well, does this even make any sense? Like, it is very important to do that stuff. Like, don't be monotone. I remember when I started off YouTube and I was like, hi guys, it's Savagezweipanda here. I like Hitman Reborn, I like Naruto. Now, don't be like that. I mean, you don't have to be like me where I'm like talking shit throughout the entire time, but you know, you have to be, you know, energetic. You have to be passionate for what you're talking about. At least in my case and a few others as well, you've got to be actually passionate about whether it's anime reviews, games, movies, whatever it is. You've got to show that you genuinely care for it. If you're going to be a reviewer as well, what exactly do you want to review? Now, honestly, you're not forced to like take any recommendations from it. It's always nice to take recommendations from people, but for me it's like you review the stuff you want to do. It's okay to take recommendations from people like that. I always take a few recommendations. You should stick to your guns and talk about the stuff you want to, because if you're just going to be forced by like what everyone else wants you to talk out, you're just going to be depressed, because you'll be like, I'd rather enjoy myself watching this show or that one. This is what makes you a key important reviewer. You have to say the good things about an episode or a chapter or whatever, and the bad things are there, like the negative. For example, Tokyo Ghoul or something. Love Tokyo Ghoul. Mwah, fucking love it. But I'm going to admit, some chapters of like the latest stuff now, been boring as fuck. Same thing with like with Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail does some dumb bullshit. You're gonna have to say, you can't just every chapter's cool or just like that. You gotta be honest with like people. You gotta say, you know what? As much as like sometimes you might get backlash, so you gotta be like honest and say, you know, the good things are bad. Because I've noticed that with certain reviews as well. As, oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. I like that's not reviewing. That's just saying I like things. You know what? I can go onto my anime list and fucking look at that shit there. It's like just because you can say, oh, that's fine, that's cool. You have to be structurally saying this is good, this is bad. I could be like, I didn't like the art in this chapter. I didn't care for too much of the soundtrack in this. I was like, you know, like, you gotta be, I mean, it's okay to like fanboy if it's like a great episode or a great chapter in your own eyes, but you gotta always remember as well, you're a reviewer. A lot of people take your thoughts and your words into actual account. So, you know, you can't just say, oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. That depends also what kind of style of reviewing you want. I mean, we've seen different kind of styles. You know, you got ones here where you see my fucking fat mug just talking to you right now. You got people that like talk over, you know, clips and, you know, audio and like all that stuff, like kind of like a podcast, live reactions. I'll get into that in a minute. Now, there is a thing though. It's like, you know, one thing I've got to say before I get into that, just have fun. If you're miserable doing this stuff, then really reviewing is not kind of meant for your thing. I mean, I've had days where I've just been like, oh, I don't want to do stuff. I definitely know there are those days where you're like, I just don't want to fucking talk about anything. I don't want to do it. I just want to lay down, I know, like touch my dick and play League of Legends. That's what I want to do. You've got to remember as well, you've got to have fun with the stuff. If you're just there, like, you know, 7 days a week or whatever you talk about and how much you're going to do it for, you can't be there all the time just like, I hate this. I hate what I'm doing right now. Don't do like super short videos. Like, you go like, for me personally, I like to do like, you know, about like 5 to 10 minutes. See, it differs if I'm doing like a big discussion or a gameplay video or anything like that. But, you know, I feel like you can't just like talk about an entire thing. Like, if there's really nothing much happening into it, I can understand. But it's like, definitely you can't just like do a minute or two and just say, oh, yeah, cool, had pretty colour pictures everywhere. I really like the swingy swords. You know, you have to be more descriptive than that. You can't just say, oh, this guy swung his sword at someone. Good chapter. Make sure events and stuff like that, because this is my own personal opinion. Like, I feel like people that do, you know, 90% of like live reactions and stuff like that, like, just do it because it's a 22 minutes and, you know, trick people by the episode. However, there is the 10% of those people that are fucking decent guys, and you know, they make it fun, they make it as an event, and it's like really fun. And like, in my own eyes, I feel like, you know, you do a live reaction to like as an event, or just something you do rarely on there. I mean, I would do that to say like something I'm really passionate about, or a first episode, or like keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. It gets stale, it gets boring, it's just like, and then there's a difference. It isn't really a live reaction, it's just some motherfucker looking at a fucking Japanese cartoon. So I can do that, it's called going on fucking Crunchyroll. Who wants to see me there like scratching my fucking ass cheek and going, that's kind of cool. Like, that's why I like when some people do that and they add a little bit of structure, like, you know, reviewing bits to it at the end, is also midway through, not just like, yeah, cool episode, it's just staying quiet for the rest of it, you know. That's not really like, I mean, and that's the thing, like, I just feel like, you know, a lot of people just do it to trick people, saying, hey, this is the episode, here you go, and put the, like, the thumbnails. Don't just pick, like, a random fucking pick. You want to pick something that's very, you know, eye-catching. No one wants to see a video where it's just me going, like, no one wants to see that, you know? So, like, have a thumbnail or something there. Like, have something that was actually in the episode, and it looks, you know, cool or actiony or impactful. And, you know, I know that's saying, like, you know, there's not a lot of originality in, like, the community. It's definitely a community. I mean, the ways I do it, I'm sure a lot of people get stale of me how I talk like this. I'm sure a lot of people would like me just to talk on the, you know, voice like it's time to time again. I mean, I understand. I mean, even recently I saw, like, someone that was a beautiful original concept on there, and I'll link his channel down below, because I think this guy did, like, he's really underrated. I really like this, what he's done. His name is Madaka Wargod. He do anime and, like, manga recommendations and all that. He does it in, like, a storybook, like, sort of way, like, where it's, like, he does, like, a Magi video, and he, like, opens up and he tells you about the series, and he has the characters going through there, and he has, like, PNGs going through. I fucking love that. I think that's, like, the most original thing I've seen on a review or a recommendation. I fucking love that. Like, I absolutely find that genius. Like, I really wish, you know, there was a lot more originality in, you know, like, some people are just, like, dull as fuck to watch, to be honest. Some people are just like, oh, I like everything, you know, ha ha ha. Like, you know, some people just haven't got balls to say, you know, I don't like this series. I don't like that. Like, some people just do it like, oh, I do it because, you know, this has, like, the biggest views. In fact, like, especially as well, like, you talk about the stuff you love, forced to, or you think, oh, this is gonna get me the most views, you know. I mean, I know Fairy Tail isn't, like, the greatest story in the universe like that, but I have fun with it. That's why I talk about it every week. I talk about, like, because I find it really fun. And just because I don't talk about some animes, or I don't, like, sometimes I dislike some and maybe even stop talking about it, doesn't mean I hate them. I mean, I absolutely love One Piece, but I just think One Piece is just greater marathoning it. Same thing with, like, I can understand why people like Toriko. I enjoy some parts of Toriko as well. It's just not for me. Some friends of mine are reviewers and they really enjoyed Toriko, and some of them even review Toriko, and I think it's like, oh, that's a cool thing. I just don't give a fuck about it. Like, it's okay to hate and, you know, like things, and it's like all different things, and that's all what goes into reviewing like that. Like saying, you have to be critical about this sort of stuff, and that's what I feel about, like, reviewing as a whole. Honestly, I know it's a very weird subject to go into, but it's like, I don't know, it's just like, ever since I saw, like, just a couple of videos like that, and I'm like, even looking at some of mine as well, I'm like, wow, these videos, I'm, like, disgusted with what I do. Some of my, where I just don't even edit or just throw them up there, I'm like, I'm the laziest piece of shit in the universe. I'm fucking disgusted, and people still subscribe to me? People still want to see me weekly? I feel, I have to apologize to them. And that's what I'm doing now. So it's like, I definitely want to change myself and actually be, you know, a better reviewer because of that. And, you know, and that's the thing. I hope a lot of people who maybe even who are becoming reviewers or even are reviewers, I hope they took a little bit in this video and say, you know what? That fat motherfucker got a point there. So let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I don't know, it came out fucking nowhere, but yeah, that's just me in general. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very curious about what you think about this, but that's all from me. I want to thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.